Hello, I'm Michael Ossing. I'm the President of the Marlborough City Council. I serve as one of the 4 Council-at-Large positions. Thanks for participating in the Mayor's Government Academy. I'd like to give you some insights into the role and purpose of the City Council. So what is the City Council? Per the city's charter, Marlborough operates under the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Plan B form of government, consisting of a mayor and a city council elected concurrently every 2 years. The city code, which includes the city charter, can be found on the website. I encourage you to check it out. There are 11 city councils elected by the registered voters in Marlborough. There are 4 at-large councilors representing the entire city. There are 7 ward councilors that represent specific sections or wards in the city. And the City Council has 1 research assistant secretary who coordinates the council's activities. The City Council represents the people in Marlborough as their voice in the city government. The City Council elects a president each year. The president presides over the council meetings, sets the annual schedule of regular meetings, and makes committee assignments. The City Council meets every other Monday at 8 p.m. You can watch the City Council meetings on the local cable station or through the live stream feature on the city website. All meetings are recorded and can be viewed on cable TV or the city website. The website also contains all the City Council meeting agendas and meeting minutes. So what is the purpose of the City Council? The City Council is a legislative branch of the city government and provides the necessary balances to the executive branch of the government, the mayor. It's checks and balances. The City Council is very similar to the state legislature or Congress regarding a representative form of government. The state legislature provides checks and balances for the governor, and Congress provides checks and balances for the president. So the City Council functions in the same way, only on a city scale. So the City Council has 3 primary functions. First, enacting laws, the legislative function. Second, approving appropriations, the power of appropriation or funding. And third, special permit granting authority, governed by the state zoning laws. Additionally, the City Council has the power of appointment in the city charter and must confirm the mayoral appointments, department heads, board members, similar to how the United States Senate confirms presidential appointments. So now let's take a look at each of the 3 primary functions of the City Council. First, let's start with enacting laws. The City Code is made up of ordinances or laws, rules on how the city functions. The mayor, city councilors, residents, and landowners can request changes to the City Code. No different than how you would approach the state legislature to change the rules or laws in the Commonwealth, or you're a member of Congress to change a federal law. It's just on a local level, and you have easier access to your city councilors. Examples of ordinances you would find in many of the different sections of the City Code range from administration, specifics of several departments, how they are operated, establishment of boards and commissions, to other ordinances that govern the behavior of the city and impact daily life. So what are they? So ordinances that impact daily life, they include noise, fences, signs, blight, animals, adult entertainment, burning, fees for services, marijuana, property maintenance, the residential drop-off station, solid waste, swimming pools, and many more. One local ordinance that requires a supermajority or 8 votes of the City Council is a change to the zoning ordinance. Zoning shapes what the city will look like going into the future. Some recent zoning changes include the Results Way Mixed-Use Overlay District over on Cimarano Drive, the Hospitality and Recreation Mixed-Use Overlay District, otherwise known as APEX, Main Street Downtown Village District, the Neighborhood Business District, which is on Lincoln Street, the Wayside District, which is Route 20 East, and we have numerous retirement overlay districts, which is over 55 housing. Medical and adult use marijuana. Again, this was approved by the voters. And so for zoning changes, the council advertises a public hearing, conducts a public hearing to get input from petitioners and the residents, refers the change to the planning board for a second hearing, and then refers the zoning change to the Urban Affairs Committee. And the zoning change must be acted on within 90 days of the public hearing. If no action is taken within 90 days, the matter has essentially failed. No further action can be taken until a subsequent public hearing is held by the City Council and the Planning Board. So now let's look at the second City Council function, approving appropriations or funding services. There are three key elements in approving appropriations. They are the budget, approving the tax rate, and salary ordinance changes. Let's start with the budget. So the mayor submits an annual budget to the council in late April, early May. The council has 45 days to act on the submitted budget. The council can approve or reduce the budget. It cannot add to the budget. That's an important concept. The council reviews the budget and renders a decision on the budget. Once the budget is approved by the City Council, these are the only funds that can be expended by the mayor and the department heads. Any request for additional funding or moving funds between departments requires City Council approval. The second element under the approving appropriations is the approval of the tax rate. So, now that the budget is approved, the budget has to be paid for. Funding the budget comes from three sources: local receipts, state aid, and property taxes. I like the simple formula of A plus B plus C equals D. The local receipts, or A, plus state aid, B, plus taxes, C, equals your budget, D. A plus B plus C equals D. Let's look at each one. Local receipts, or A. This includes excise tax, your water and sewer bills, hotel tax, marijuana tax, dog license, marriage license, building permits, basically all the fees the city collects that are set by the ordinances in place. State aid, or the B portion, is commonly referred to as the cherry sheet. It is the amount of funding the state legislature puts in the state budget that is allocated to Marlboro. So now in November, the decision on how to pay for the budget is made. The budget D, which was set back in May, minus what we collected for local receipts A, minus the state aid B, equals how much we have to raise through local taxes C. The City Council will conduct a public hearing in early December to approve the percentage of the levy, or taxes, to be paid by the residents in the commercial industrial personal, or CIP. Marlboro has a split tax rate, where the 11,000 plus residential tax bills plus the 1,500 commercial tax bills pay for the tax portion of the equation. The City Council decides on the split, or how much of the tax burden is paid by the residents and how much is paid for by the commercial folks. Once the tax rate is approved, the tax bills are mailed to the taxpayers for collection in January and then quarterly throughout the year. The third element of the appropriations is salary ordinance changes. Any changes to salaries for non-union positions must come before the City Council for approval. The Council votes to fund union contracts. There is no negotiation on union contracts by the Council. That is the Mayor's role. Remember, the Council only approves the appropriation portion. The City Council only votes to fund the contract. The third function of the City Council is the special permit granting authority. Remember, the three functions: enact the laws, appropriations, and now the special permit process. So throughout the city ordinances that are in the city code, there are items that require a special permit. For example, drive-through windows. The majority of the special permits are identified in the zoning ordinance and are generally to approve a use in a district that would either not allow the use or the city wants to ensure the appropriate conditions, limitations, or safeguards are in place. The special permit is added review by the City Council. The special permit requires a supermajority or 8 votes of the City Council. The special permit requires a public hearing, and the Council must act within 90 days of the public hearing. If the Council does not act within 90 days, the special permit is granted by default. So some examples of special permits, they include drive-through windows, marijuana facilities, multi-family units in certain zoning districts, hotels in certain zoning districts, retirement communities in certain districts, and many more listed in the table of uses in the zoning ordinance. More about checks and balances before we close this part. The mayor can veto any action taken by the City Council except special permits, where the mayor has no jurisdiction. However, with a supermajority of 8 votes, the City Council can override the mayor's veto. So finally, what are some of the City Council committees? The City Council has rules that govern how the council operates. The council committees do the work to review an issue and present their results to the full council for a vote. The president appoints committee members, and each committee has a chair, a vice chair, and members. And there are 12 committees. I'll review them now. Finance reviews issues relating to budgets, bonds, transfer of funds, and other financial items. Urban Affairs reviews zoning and special permits. Public Service reviews items related to streets, sewer, streetlights, utility, and wireless communication technology. Personnel reviews matters relating to appointments. Veterans Affairs reviews issues relating to the veterans. Legal and Legislative reviews legal issues. Human Services reviews items aimed at improving the quality of life in Marlboro. Operations and Oversight reviews the operations of departments, boards, and commissions, and serves as the oversight function of the City Council. Public Safety reviews safety matters referred to the police, fire, and emergency management. Open Space Committee reviews issues associated with preserving open space. Climate Resiliency reviews issues relating to improving the sustainability and reducing the city's carbon footprint. And finally, the Rules Committee reviews the City Council rules. So the full council typically will refer an item to a committee if they deem it requires further review. The committee will then meet, review the issue, and report back to the full council for action. So conclusion. So let's summarize what we have learned regarding your City Council. The City Council serves as the legislative arm of the city government. There are 11 city councilors, and they meet every other Monday night. The City Council has 3 primary functions: enacting laws, approving appropriations, special permit granting authority. I hope you find this information as part of the Mayor's Academy useful. Feel free to reach out to me or any of the city councilors or our outstanding research assistant Karen should you require additional information. Thanks for listening.